Hello, viewers. I'm Vibhuti Jha. This is Jaipur Dialogue USA. Welcome to the show. Please like, subscribe, and support our channel. Give your feedback. We respect your feedback. Now, today we are going to talk about a storm created by Vice President J.D. Vance when he was substituting for the departed soul of Charlie Kirk at a Turning Point event. And when a question was asked, to him very directly by supposedly an Indian girl, she was, and he came back very strongly that he believed in his Christian faith. And he specifically mentioned, I don't know whether he was asked to do that or not, that he hopes to that his wife Usha Vance converts to Christianity, who is an agnostic, and and that he hopes that she converts to Christianity. And he also added towards that, if she doesn't, that also is okay. But that tale didn't say enough. What was important, that his repeated mention that his children are growing up as a Christian children, baptized very recently, and he was hoping that his wife Usha Vance also converts from Hindu faith to Christianity for awakening and peace to solace to her soul. That brought in a very strong response, and I'm very happy about that. There are certain times in life when there is a trigger point for something to happen. This virtually ignited the entire Indian American community here as well as back in India to comment about how Christianity believes in conversion. I have always said that, in my opinion, and I believe it now, that conversion is a sin. Conversion is a sin against God's original intent. If God is the creator of all human beings and all lives on the planet Earth, then God could have made, J.D. Vance as Jamaluddin, but he made him J.D. God could have made J.D. Vance into Jawahar, but he didn't. He made him J.D. Vance. So should Usha Vance have converted him to Hindu philosophy when, in his own words, when he was during his presidential campaign, he said that Usha was the one who brought him back to believing in Christian faith when he was himself an atheist and lost his path. Instead of expressing his gratitude here for the wide soul of Usha Vance, who played a critical role in his revival, he's asking Usha to convert to Christianity. Isn't that funny? That the woman who was, helped once agnostic J.D. Vance to accept Christianity back again, and I'm repeating it, it's important. That shows the class, the culture, the upbringing of Usha Vance, who said that she's growing up in the Hindu belief system. So this puts his children under immense pressure, stress. And I do not know what stress Usha Vance is going through, but as I always believe, two adults managing their life is their own issue. I have no problem with whatever Usha becomes, whether she converts to Christianity or not, or whatever happens in their life is their own business. But it throws up a bigger issue because it led to serious conversations happening. Desh Duza, just few days ago, a very prominent Indian American who has been a strong Christian, who derides Hindu values, who believes that he must be an oppressed class at one point in time to have converted to Christianity. Imagine, he is now ranting the socialist chant, the oppressor oppressed, conversation, being a right-wing Christian himself. But my question to Dinesh is, and he made a very poignant tweet today itself, in which he said that Christianity and Islam believe in conversion. Judaism and Hinduism does not. But according to him, Islam does eraser, whereas Christianity does not do eraser, but it does it with love and affection. All right, Dinesh, Why didn't you become Dick D'Souza? And why are you retaining your old name, Dinesh? You know, as you say that you must have been a poor class, so you were tempted to Christianity because of the rice bag, perhaps. I do not know. But if you are a Christian, just enjoy being that. Why are you trying to sermonize about erasure? Because in any case, your past and identity, your past and your parental identity is erased. Face it. Face it like a brave man. Don't offer an apology. Look, no religion is perfect, no way of life is perfect. Nothing is perfect. In the God given world, we all have to deal with our imperfections to become better. But that doesn't mean you ridicule somebody whom God created. And that's what I say. That's why I say conversion is a sin against God's original intent. Dinesh D'Souza did not become fair and lovely because he converted to Christianity or whether if he had converted to Islam. But important part here is that Hindus are facing the onslaught of Islam on one hand and Christianity on the other. Freedom of religion, I have always said in the past, and I've begun to believe in it, is a political instrument to advance a particular agenda. Freedom of religion, there is only one faith, there is one belief system, there is one dharmic way in which we are all free. That is Sanatan Dharma, and that is Hinduism, which is where the true liberty, true freedom, and true, leading your life is left to the individual concern. Whether you pray or you do not, your actions define who you are, not how many times you pray in a day, not how many times you obey the laws or mandates of a diktat. It is the free will is of the God given part. This is what is important for everybody to understand. This is very important for all Hindus and Sanatanis to understand, that you have to withstand the pressure tactics of Islam and Christianity to convert a vast majority of Hindus, because we are a happy hunting ground for them. Because we are real elite, we are real, socially uplifted people. We do not force anybody to obey one command or follow one particular deity. Christ is a deity. He's a son of God, and I respect that. I respect Christians for finding Jesus as an ultimate savior. Good for you. I have no objection to that. For me, it doesn't matter. If you have found Jesus as your savior, be with him, follow his messages, and live that message. But Jesus may have said, but did God say convert everybody? No. God never said anybody to convert to a particular faith, because he created me. He created all of us, black, white, Japanese, Chinese, naturally tanned like me, and then everybody else around. So God created everybody. Conversion is a sin against God's original intent. And that's the message that you and I need to take forward. Otherwise, we could have been anybody else. And conversion to follow a particular faith is all individual. Some people amongst us, many people worship Kali, many people worship Durga, somebody does Krishna Bhagwan, somebody does Hanumanji, somebody does Ram, somebody does Prabhu Ram, somebody does Durga Mata, and anybody. It's all that is inspiration. God is an inspiration to make us who we are. What we become is a source of inspiration. Somebody could be inspired by the massive ocean. Somebody could be inspired by the flow of the river. Somebody is inspired by the mighty mountains. There is nothing irrelevant on the planet Earth given by God. Sun, air, earth, space, energy, these are all life-saving forces which are common to everyone. Dinesh D'Souza, J.D. Vance, you breathe the same air that I breathe. You live under the same sun and same sky that I breathe, that I live under. You drink the same H2O water that I drink, or everybody else does. So the question of somebody being superior because you do XYZ is a big baloney. And that has to be rejected by everybody who has some sanity left in him. Instead of following a book and a mandate and a diktat, There is another very important element. And that element is that if God had indeed wanted to all of us to be Christians or Muslims, he could have done it. He could have done it easily, but he didn't. God did not create religion, people did. And when people did, it is full of so many imperfections. And that is where the Christianity and Islam, as Desh Duza says, that we are the religions of conversion, they are fighting jihad and crusade. We are not trying to impose our will on anybody, nor do the Jews. We are the two faiths, Jews and Hindus, who are not imposing our will on anybody. Just we want to live by ourselves. But the Christianity and Islam keep attacking us because they are not satisfied that we are not one of them. This is very, very important. It seems to be a simple issue, but it has a big play. Very likely, J.D. Vance was playing to the gallery of Turning Point. Maybe Hindus take the inspiration, the Sanatanis take the inspiration to become the turning point of the world. And I give thanks to Charlie Kirk for coining this phrase, turning point. You know, he said, I did not agree with him on many issues, but I did agree with one thing. What he began to do, what he believed in. Right or wrong is a totally different issue. But he created an institutional framework under which he brought Christian religion together for revival. And I'm asking all Hindus here, let us create our own turning point. This is the moment of a turning point for all Hindus because we are 1.3 billion people around the world, one country where we live as a secular, but everybody says now that we have to begin to retain the Christian element in America. That's all right. If America wants to be a Christian country, it is their country. They can do whatever they want with that. I'm also an American citizen. I have a voice in that matter. We will see what happens. I have no problem with that. But if India declares itself a Hindu Rashtra, will secularism die? Because our faith is by automatic nature of it. We are secular. India was home. Let the history lesson be known and let this history lesson be told. India was home to every persecuted religion in the world. Christianity, Islam, at one point in time or the other, including Parsis and everybody, they came home to India. India did not tell them to convert to Hinduism before they gave them shelter. India gave shelter to them. They were allowed to prosper as they were. So why in the 21st century I'm not allowed to prosper the way I am? Why am I being told that we are wrong? And this is what is important to bear in mind. It is the Christianity and Islam who followed their jihad and crusades in the form of imperialism and colonialism and conquering the world to convert the whole world to their supposed faith. Thankfully, Bharat survived. Thankfully, Sanatan survived. And that's where it is the moment. This is the turning point moment for Bharat. Bharatiyas, Sanatanis, and Hindus to say no to what is wrong. You cannot just accept something because somebody does a rice bag treatment or tells you to convert. Remember, this in the Islamic faith, in Kashmir and everywhere else we know, their motto is convert, leave, or die. That hasn't changed. No Muslim anywhere in the world says, okay, in the name of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and brotherhood and family, we will abandon this concept. They don't. They continue to believe that. Why are we accepting it? So Hindus need to become aware that we are actually the oppressed. We are actually the minorities between Christianity and Islam. And we have to fight back. Let this become the turning point for all Hindu belief people, Sanatan Dharma believers, because this ridiculousness must stop. This this oppression of the majority must stop on all minorities, and Hindus are minorities in the world between Christianity and Islam. So let's face it, gentlemen. J.D. Vance, thank you very much for igniting the passion in all Indians, a people of Indian origin, all Indians, Sanatan Dharma followers, that you cannot kick us around anymore. As the saying goes, Satyameva Jayate, truth must prevail, and truth will prevail, provided we stand up for it. Thank you.